The warning had been given. The Creator himself had spoken directly to the darkness growing within Cain, urging him to master the sin crouching at his door. But jealousy is a fire that, once ignited, is nearly impossible to extinguish. Cain just could not let go of his anger. The rejection of his offering consumed him, blinding him to reason, to logic, and to the bond of brotherhood. One fateful day, under the heavy sky of a newly fallen world, Cain spoke to his brother, Abel. "Let us go out to the field," he said. Abel, ever trusting and pure of heart, followed without a second thought. He didn't know he was walking into the very first trap ever set by human hands. There, in the isolation of the wilderness, far from the eyes of their parents, the unthinkable happened. The tension that had been building finally snapped. Cain rose up against his brother, and the earth, which had once received the gentle rain of Eden, now drank the warm blood of a human being for the first time. The first murder had been committed. The silence that followed was deafening heavy. Unnatural stillness that seemed to paralyze the entire world. But no secret can ever be hidden from the Creator. The voice of God pierced through that terrible silence, asking a question that would echo through all of eternity. "Where is your brother Abel?" still hardening his heart. Cain replied with an arrogant, defiant lie. "I do not know. Am I my brother's keeper?" God's response struck like thunder. "What have you done? Listen. Your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground." Because the earth had opened its mouth to receive Abel's blood, God declared a new, devastating curse upon Cain. "When you worked the ground," he said, "it will no longer yield its crops for you. You will be a restless wanderer on the earth." Cain's punishment was absolute. The very soil he had devoted his life to mastering would now reject him. The thing he built his identity on was stripped away. Overwhelmed by the weight of his sentence, Cain cried out, "My punishment is more than I can bear. Whoever finds me will kill me." But God, even in his righteous judgment, showed a sliver of mercy. He placed a mark on Cain, not just a sign of his crime, but a divine shield of protection. The Lord promised that anyone who killed Cain would suffer vengeance 7 times over. And so, Cain went out from the Lord's presence. He walked away from his family, away from the presence of God, and settled in the land of Nod. To the east of Eden, the name Nod itself means wandering. He was now a man without a home, destined to build a city in a desperate attempt to escape his own restlessness. Back in the shadow of the lost paradise, Adam and Eve grieved an unimaginable loss. One son was dead, and the other was exiled forever. Their family was shattered. But the story of humanity was not meant to end in despair. God's plan continued. Eve gave birth to another son. She named him Seth, saying, "God has granted me another child in place of Abel." With Seth, a new lineage began. And the scriptures tell us that at that time, people began to call upon the name of the Lord once again. Humanity was multiplying. Cities were rising. But as the generations grew, so did the darkness in the hearts of men. 2 distinct bloodlines were forming. One that moved towards God through the line of Seth, and another through Cain, that pulled further and further away into rebellion. The earth was about to witness a corruption so profound, so complete, that it would require a total cleansing. Join us in the next chapter of Genesis, as the world descends into chaos, and one man is chosen to survive the ultimate storm. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it.